Seeing Moist this deep in a European regional event, not a surprise. What is a surprise, Turtle, is how they got here. Yesterday, perfectly swept by Liquid to drop them to the lowers, and then a reverse sweep on Endpoint to knock Endpoint out of the tournament. Now they got to go through Karmine Corp.
Quite literally the most opposite performance we could expect when they get down to the lower bracket. It was a tough matchup against Endpoint, but getting a reverse sweep in a best of 7, that's got to feel good, Wavepunk. And now moving into this matchup against K-Corp, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a tough one with the form that we're seeing K-Corp in. It's the best we've seen, I'd say, ever so far. So Moist, of course, have their work cut out for them.
A lower bracket battle to survive and earn the opportunity to play Liquid. Moist would love to get revenge in the same event. We got Moist in the blue, Karmine Corp in the orange. Best of 7 on the side here. Rise taking it behind one player. Nolly up and passing it to the other corner, and to no player in particular, just getting it away from the Moist Esports players. Now Itachi at the wall. Pitch to pass Rise. Joyo's up, past one. Now Nolly taking to the sky. Vatira having to get set in net. Nolly looking for the flip reset, sends it to the corner, and Vatira is able to react in time, cleared away.
That was a good opportunity there. Seeing some moments and glimpses that we got to see yesterday for Nolly. Obviously coming out with crazy mechanics. We even saw this save, and we're talking about mechanics, but there's a mechanical whiff here on the backboard for K-Corp.
Yeah, it looks like Nolly trying to get up from the goal line. Much more difficult than if he was already mounted on the backboard. Doesn't quite read the double tap. That'll be the first goal. 404, time not found. We're on the board.
And already, I mean, the curse has been lifted here from Moist Esports. I felt like that was the issue whenever I was casting their matchup against Liquid. They had all these opportunities, had so many breakout moments and highlight plays, but then when it came to the execution, they couldn't find the finishing shot. But to get the first goal so early on and not even have to worry about that, that's got to be a good feeling for Moist.
Karmine Corp with a great drive into the back of the box, but nobody set up in front of it. Pick up the rebound, get a second shot. We'll stay at 1-0. Favor Moist. Here's Nolly on the wall. Joyo out of the box, keeping it high, lofting it to Vatira in the midfield. Goes neutral against Astral. Rise will pick it up on his hood. I think panics for a moment, just pops the ball up. We'll see Itachi take it over. It goes to Astral on the backboard. A miss from Vatira. Follow-up from Nolly's good, and that ties the game.
Yeah, and this is some revenge here for Karmine. Whenever it's off the backboard, there's another whiff here, but this time it's for Moist Esports. Vatira can't get up in time. Had the read, it looked like, but didn't understand where that was going to bounce quite specifically. And then obviously, of course, Karmine able to clean up rather nicely. And another 50-50 win. This is a dunk from Itachi, a free one almost given at the beginning of the kickoff.
How is anything more complicated here? Man, what a great second touch. Itachi just keeping that perfect space there. New Rise will put the ball into him, sees the other player in the corner for boost. That's the goal, and that's the lead for Karmine Corp.
And that's a really difficult one for Rise, too, because whenever you're cheating up, that ball completely covered Itachi going behind the ball. So Rise didn't even know that the challenge was coming out. Very hidden play, and Itachi another one.
Itachi extending the lead to 2 here. Nolly finding the pass, the screamer across the field. Rise not able to get there. Joyo, I think, maybe thinking Vatira was there. I need to look at that one again to see how he got so much space on that one, but the initial pass, very strong.
I think they anticipated a better 50-50 too, as that one came out across the net. And still, off the kickoff, Karmine Corp, they are so strong here to win 50-50s, to keep going and moving up the field as fast as possible. That's not the best 50-50, but still recovered nicely, and they're back down the other side.
Oh, wow. Vatira takes his time getting the boost and gives Itachi a lot of space to close the gap and take control in the corner. Ultimately, they'll get a clear into the midfield. Joyo now with some space in the corner. A little bit low in the tanks. And now out. Going to struggle to advance this ball down the field by himself. Gets it into the corner, and Rise moves in on the challenge. Now Vatira to the sky, but just calls himself off the play, seeing Nolly has cleanly beat him to the sky. Here comes Karmine Corp again, looking to extend this 2-goal lead.
Ooh.
And they find it. Wow. What happened?
I mean, I'm looking at Vatira right now going off the backboard. He got around one, had the reset off the ceiling, but then missed the follow-up. And another mechanical issue from Vatira. We just saw him whiff off the backboard, and then now coming off the ceiling. Things not connecting. It's the first game. Could be jitters. Could be a warm-up here for Moist. But every game, of course, matters when you're this late into the bracket.
Yeah, and it is very much of Vatira's mistake situation. Both Rise and Joyo expecting him to make that touch. And so when there's no one home in net, it's like, well, you shouldn't have missed. You had plenty of space there. But this is a reminder for everyone at home, I mean, the reverse sweep we saw yesterday, it wasn't they struggled through. It wasn't like, oh, it was a close games 1, 2, and 3, but Endpoint took them all, and then they got things figured out for games 4 through 7. They got demolished in games 1 through 3. It looked ugly. To the beginning of game 4, we were pretty confident this was going to be a sweep and Moist was going to be out of the tournament, and then they turned things around. So I've learned my lesson. Even this 4-1 scoreline, even if they lose the first 3 games, I'm not confident that Moist is gone until they're actually out of the tournament.
Well, and it's likely, especially with how Moist like to play, very risk-orientated. They're not scared to throw themselves down the field or trust their teammates. So if they're off by even, 1 or 2 degrees here, Wavepunk, on a shot, on an angle, on a challenge, and their teammates are trusting them, things could completely go the other way, and we could see the scoreline get even increased with the gap and the difference between both teams. So it's not surprising, but of course, like you said, it's an illusion. Rise with a 50-50. Dribbling down the other side. Look at the control and the ability to get that ball to the midfield.
Look at this. The whole drive from Rise goes for the pump fake here. Gets Itachi straight into the sky. Wins the 50 with Astral and Joyo. Careens, turns and burns into the box. What a goal.
I really like that positioning, too, to be in the midfield. And there's the trust that we were talking about, Wavepunk, in your teammates, knowing they're going to come through and knowing that Joyo can get that 50-50.
Here's Itachi. High in the sky. Seeing they can re-extend the lead. Final minute, a 2-goal game. I wouldn't be confident against Moist. Here comes Rise. Flip reset. Astral takes it away from him, puts it into the corner. And lofts the ball on a pinch. Now Joyo up against Noli. Rise against Itachi. Itachi will connect with Noli upfield, and this extends the play back into Moist's territory. Vatira now through the sky, using all of his boosts just to hover it in the sky. Astral takes it off of his hood, and Itachi going to be able to block Rise. That one should make things much more difficult for Moist here. The time's starting to run out. Still a 2-goal deficit.
And this precious time on the clock, like we were talking about. This one now pops up over the backboard of Vatiri. He's rushing to get this one over to Joyo. It could be a potential shot, but it was met by a 50-50 from Itachi. And that right there might just save them unless the arm slot continues, as it does for Moist.
Rise wins another challenge. It's not over yet. A bump on the Noli. Itachi will close the gap. 9 seconds left back in front of the box. Joyo needs to nail this, and Astra won't even let him get a chance at it. 5 seconds left into the midfield. That'll be the ball game. As the first one going to go to Karmine Corp with a rallying Moist, though. I'm excited for the start game, too.
Exactly, and you can't feel confident if you're Karmine Corp with how that game was ending. I mean, you were dealing with a lot of damage control, trying to recover, get back on the goal line, dealing with shot after shot from Moist Esports right now. And it looks like we do have also a card change from Vatira, which is, I want to say that's very planned, because Vatira, he was having a difficult game here. Not the best mechanical performance we've seen from him right now. Looking at the replays, he was whiffing a couple times off the backboard, then couldn't get the follow-up off the ceiling. So seeing a card change from him, that mentality switch, I'd say it's very on topic right now.
Yeah, no, great move there on the anti-tilt. I mean, you could say even our highlight reel was sort of a Vatira mistake reel.
Don't say it. I knew you were gonna say it.
The poor guy. We watched him whiff twice. I got so yeah, I'm excited to see what he brings out here. And I think that, again, the team was looking very strong there at the end. I think it won't be difficult for him to mentally reset here.
Absolutely. And for Moist Esports, just talking about what's on the line here now for the major. If they win this series over Karmine, they don't necessarily clinch major, but they at least guarantee a tiebreaker series to get to the major. So it's still important and can still be a huge relief off the shoulders, and a huge sigh relief, excuse me, and weight off the shoulders is what I was trying to say. Rise now looking to get something started, but quickly cleared down the other side. Karmine Corp, they're ready, and they're trying to get in formation here to execute.
Vatira, not with the card change, just a decal change.
Oh, okay, even better, even better.
A matte aquamarine situation. National to the outside. Here's Itachi on the wall. Now Joyo. A nice pop over one. Trying to connect with Vatira. Itachi takes it away from him, and a rough bounce. Rise has a dive back onto his backboard to clear this.
It was a good clear, though. Still finding the double tap. Able to get it over into his own corner. Noli looking to add to that mechanical highlight reel that we've seen him hit so many times in this tournament. Joyo, good 50-50s all across the board. And I'm going to be paying attention right now to the boost here, Wavepunk. That was an issue that Moist were struggling with previously. They couldn't get any boost, not able to take the midfield boost pads in particular, but now it doesn't seem like that's the story. Joyo, he just grabbed that midfield boost, and he's able to put some kind of opportunity on the net.
There's Rise off the ceiling. Challenging Noli in a surprising dimension here. Vatira able to dodge one demo and get the block on the aerial challenge. Rise with space. No, Noli takes it away from him. And Rise barely blocks, but Itachi's got the follow-up. Karmine Corp strike first.
The passing back and forth, the give and go here. Noli to Astral, back to Astral, off the backboard, and then Itachi comes in and finishes it off. That was a 3-man passing play. Well done, Karmine.
3:36 left of the clock in game number 2. Moist dropped game number 1, looking to bounce back here, and a nice, the solid shot, a bit high from Joya. Love the aggression. Now Vatira taken to the sky, but demolished before he can make contact, and Astral get behind the ball, lose control of it. Rise knocks it high. Now Rise, another touch. Here's Itachi, a field. Astral's going to reach for this. Doesn't have much boost to work with, though. The threat's enough to get Joy on the air and just make whatever touch he can to take it away from Astral.
Now Vatira is in the air, doesn't find it, and he's dunked again. A painful one from Vatira. He's just taking L's right now. Every time he goes up in the air, it seems like he can't get around a Karmine Corp player.
Oh, that one feels a lot less of a mechanical mistake from Vatira and more just Noli winning the stealing 50-50 challenge, something that I'm sure all the players are drilling, regularly in practice. What a situation, and well done to Noli.
And that's a frustrating one for Vatira. I mean, of all the players to be behind the ball, and with how competitive they are, Vatira is going to feel like it's his fault. I think it's more, like you said, Wave, just a better challenge from Noli and not so much on Vatira's shoulders for that goal. But we'll see how the mentality slips and if it does here for Vatira.
Nice start here. Astral. His touch is not the best. Joyo's looking to dunk Itachi, but Itachi just doesn't touch it. Lets Joyo fly over the sky. Here's Vatira looking for redemption. Blocked on the backboard. Joyo with a miss in the corner, and then Rise's challenge goes neutral. Joyo will quickly pick it up on the half rotation. Vatira with space. He's going to have to be clean here. A demo and Astral will help open up some space. He's got enough boost in the tank to fly and goes for the air bump. It opens the space, and Astral on the ground off the respawn makes the stop. Falls back into the midfield.
And I like the idea of going for the bump after tossing that ball into the air. Joyo also got a demo on the play. Physical plays now coming out from Moist Esports. They're hammering the backboard. Still can't find the first goal in this game for Moist Esports. That looked like it might have been it, but a little bit wide. And we'll go back to Joyo to get into the midfield.
Well, I was excited. The 2v1, the double commit from Karmine Corp usually would, at minimum, guarantee them the win on the challenge, and they lost it there. So a lot of space was opened up, but not able to immediately be capitalized on. They've resorted themselves out. Vatira looking to beat Astral. Astral will come out victorious. Rise lofts it in front of the box. Itachi looking for another player, and Joyo not going to read it correctly. Vatira finally winning a challenge. Joyo will keep Noli grounded, and Vatira off the backboard. A miss from the defender. Rise not quite on the side. He didn't have the read off that backboard bounce.
And it was another difficult read here for Rise. You can see he didn't even expect the shot to come out, was just positioning for the pass, so you don't want to blame him for not being able to get the shot. But then down the field, it's going to be another passing play. Karmine Corp, they keep finding each other and threading the needle.
This is a tilting one for Vatira. I think he's so loose.
Oh, man.
And how do you recover in time given Noli's positioning here? Like he makes enough, it makes a positional block. Like his presence forces a bad shot out of the first shooter there, but then he's stranded to do anything about the second one. And that's so tilting when you know you're doing the right thing and it's still not working.
Yeah, and that shot too was so close to going in, and Vatira, he anticipated some shot on net. Like you said, a lot of these situations, like, yes, we saw a rough first game from Vatira, but now in game 2, it doesn't feel like these are his fault necessarily. He's just caught in a really sticky situation after his teammates really extend on offense.
And there's something to be said. I mean, with 39 seconds left, down by 3, this game's feeling pretty confidently in another Karmine Corp win here. And
do we see a timeout, though? That's the question.
I think it'd be wise. We'll see.
Wait.
Blocked by Astral. I think this is kind of a perfect recipe for disaster here for Vatira, with game 1 being sloppy on his end, game 2 being a victim of difficult circumstances. But there is something to be said for your team ending up in those circumstances in the first place. Like the fact that he's finding himself in these weird spots in the midfield, or especially in the back third, means something's breaking down in front of him. That as a team, they're struggling. Rise will get one here in garbage time. And hopefully that'll help reset the morale.
Yeah, and it's still nice to get one, like you said, to reset the morale and get one for the road. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. There should not be a situation where Vatira is left in a 1v2, potentially even a 1v3 with one of the goals from Karmine Corp. slower to rotate back is Joyo and Rise. I see Joyo go for a lot of demos on offense where he wants to push up, be super aggressive, and he's connecting on demos, but then it seems like the passing and the control isn't as planned out. Like if you've got somebody like Joyo or Rise being more aggressive, you need to go for more dribbles, give them time to get back, and it feels like they're just clanging the ball constantly, keeping the pace up. I'd like to see them slow it down, and it does seem like we do, and yes, we do in fact have a timeout for Moist. We'll see what they have to fix up now going into the next game.
Yeah, I love seeing. So last time in the reverse sweep, I think it was Joyo needed to use the restroom, and so they called a timeout. We come to their cameras, and they're not talking.
He's just gone. He's just
gone, and they're just kind of like waiting for him to get back here. Full time to fully reset. Meanwhile, there was a lot of smiles from Karmine Corp on the other side of on their cameras there at the end of the game here. They're feeling just fine, but you can see I love seeing the coach here as well, not taking this time idly, not saying like, we got this, let's keep going. He understands the other team is looking for the counterplay. They're adapting right now to Karmine Corp, so he's doing his best to prepare his team for what he expects is coming.
Well, and I think that says a lot about Astral as a player too. Like I've seen so many, whether it's memes or people just talking throughout the community, hyping up Karmine Corp because they're seeing happiness and pure, genuine joy and emotion out of Astral for the first time in what feels like forever. And even whenever they're losing, he's still showing that emotion, which is a huge thing. I can't stress it enough. Rocket League, it's the easiest thing to get inside of your head as a competitive player, and that's why I'm feeling a bit worried for Vatira. He's been caught in rough situations, and even when it's not his fault, with how competitive these players are and how competitive the game itself is, you are going to blame yourself no matter what. That's a typical thing for these players with how hard they are on themselves. So that's why I'm worried. But if you've got an atmosphere like Astral does right now, where it's lighthearted, you're smiling across the board, that can be huge to not get tilted in a series that's this important.
Yeah, no, it is such a, I don't know. You just got the reverse sweep yesterday. A reminder: Moist Esports leads the league in reverse sweeps across best of fives and best of sevens. They also have a 35-9 record when they are on match point, which is a ridiculous, a unbeatable stat in many ways, because you have to get to match point to beat them. So yeah, like at this point, the funny part is Karmine Corp has not even unlocked the final form of Moist in this match. They have to defeat them again on match point to really feel like they've won the series. As dumb of a sentence as that is to say.
Oh my goodness.
What is going on?
What is happening? I'm not gonna lie, I was just looking at the boost meters and I'm like, oh, everybody's rotating, everybody's fine, and then Rise just
that's amazing.
Flipping past the clear. There's nothing else we could say. You can't butter up that mistake anymore. That was just a whiff.
But also, Stumpy Goblin, wherever he is rejoicing over the beautiful doink he just saw. Here's Noli off the backboard. Past Joyo. Joyo switching to Fennec, I believe, if I saw that correctly. Okay. Yes, so a card change for him as well. It looks like another decal change for Vatira there. Working through their anti-tilt flow charts.
Well, and they're aware of it as well, which is nice. So seeing the card change, you would never know. A card change, a decal change, something so small can make such a big impact. But with how this game started, you're already off to a bit of a rough start.
Oh, Vatira and Joyo there double committing out of goal. But lucky for them, all of Karmine Corp was rotating back onto their half, so it's not going to matter. But yeah, those anti-tilt mechanics, you got to have ways to kind of deflect that. What you were talking about, blaming yourself for the mistake, even if it wasn't really your fault. If you can blame the car, if you can blame the decal, genuinely, that's an edge you're gaining in the game. So
absolutely.
So we'll see the players continue to make those cycles.
Oh no! And now Joyo bumped Rise in the rotation. Something is not connecting for these three players. Moist Esports. I don't know whether it's the communication, maybe just having a different understanding of how they want to play against Karmine Corp, but things need to get picked up, otherwise they might look at another reverse sweep. But there's plenty of time in this game. No need to jump to conclusions here.
Here's Rise, dropping it to Joyo. He's got some space, keeps it on his hood, but Astral just tackles. Back to the box, back to midfield rather. Here's Astral, a bit of a stutter step from Karmine Corp, and Rise will have time to tackle here in front of his box. Now Itachi out of the corner. Here's Rise looking for him, not going to make contact. Itachi drives up to midfield.
Looks like Karmine Corp are staying close to each other whenever they're moving out on offense. Shadow defense coming into play here for them. A big clear downfield as well. And they're winning challenges, moving forward. Nothing too, spectacular about this play from Karmine. Just very consistent with the fundamentals, Wave.
I'm just imagining a situation where this game ends at 1-0 and that doink mistake goal.
That's it. Yeah.
What decides this in the match?
There's no way. There's no way, right? Right?
No. We got half a game left to play. It'll be fine. There's Joyo to Rise. Infield pass read by Itachi, and a demo on Nolio opens up some space. Itachi the clear to the outside, not give Moist any opportunities to shoot.
Oh man,
what was a very open net. Off the ceiling, Astro.
Oh, and he got
his flip reset, uses it. No, just looks at Joyo, but Joyo managing to block it enough to the outside. Not gonna happen just yet. Here's Itachi on a follow-up. Gonna need some help. Only trying to bump Joyo.
Oh my!
Getting demolished his way out. Double demolition. Can Rise find the shot? Should be pretty open, but no. The respawn flights will block things for Karmine Corp.
And it didn't seem like Moist were ready to capitalize. The double demo on the play, but whenever it came down to the dribble, there were no openings. And speaking of openings, things have finally happened here for Moist Esports on offense, and they found the opening in defense they've been hunting for.
A bit of a pile of players from Karmine Corp on the side, and then a wonderful pass there from Vatira to keep that ball just very slowly, easily readable to cross the net for Joyo. And just and simple successes, simple victories like that for Vatira, I think are going to play off dividends for getting his confidence back under him, and so he does unlock the player we've seen so many times.
Yeah, it's huge here for them. Joyo in the corner, winning 50-50s. Vatira getting more aggressive. A pass in the midfield. It was very predictable, but still winning the challenge is Rise.
Wow, and he puts it across the box. Here's Joyo onto an open net. He pulled all the goalies to the outside. It was loose, and now they've got the lead.
And I'm just amazed at the speed from Rise to throw this ball back in the midfield. And not only did he win the challenge initially to take that ball into the corner, but he kept fighting at it, Wavepunk, to get another opportunity for his teammates.
Oh, one thing Johnny pointed out as a turning point in yesterday's reverse sweep was the chaos that Moist Esports decided to just go back to. We've seen this team be able to play with the crazy situations. What if we just went for the absolutely nuts shot? They're not going to be ready for the rotation. They're not going to prepare to defend this style of ridiculousness that leaves openings on our field. It definitely leaves us in a vulnerable place. But as long as we're able to react to it better than they are, we're going to find a lead. Rise is going to extend it to 2 here. Gets to the outside. 3-1, Moist Esports.
And you're talking about being unpredictable. And look at this challenge. Here comes Rise from across the field. The third man from Karmine Corp didn't even see him come across. And Rise, the beautiful timing to get that challenge win and have a free net to shoot at.
What a challenge, too. He lands after the challenge at Supersonic. If he's not going Supersonic immediately, I don't think he catches the ball enough to be able to tuck it around that tight angle that he had to hit.
Oh, what is this?
Now on the other end, Vatira puts it in. They're falling apart, man.
Look at this, Wave. Look at this clear. The flip reset into a clear. I can't even explain how you go about defending that. There's literally no defending that. You don't expect it. He flips into the flip reset, Wavepunk. If you're a defender, you think he's flipping to get the clear, but instead he's flipping to get the reset. That's unbelievable.
It is such a, and it's, oh wow, okay. Oh my goodness. What is happening? And Vatira's gonna make the save.
And
no way.
Okay.
That is bananas. We are seeing some crazy Rocket League here, chat. But what you're talking about, like where he's flips into the flip reset, I wonder how many players on the pitch, including him, knew, oh, I've got a flip reset here.
Did he know he was going to get the flip reset? I hope so, but that's what makes it that much better.
Yeah, so the second one is so disguised, it's so camouflaged, difficult to find. Yeah. What a touch. Not going to matter in the end here. Up by 3 with 4 seconds left. Vatira trying to play it down the field, and we will see Moist Esports in game 3 finally get on the scoreboard. No sweepage happening in any way, shape, or form in this match, and we've got a ball game.
That's such a big relief for Moist Esports, not having to get another best of 7 reverse sweep. Of course, we know that they could do it, but the fact that they have 1 extra life against Karmine and can slip up 1 time, that's got to be huge. But I want to see that clear again one more time. I'm still obsessed right now about the mechanics because that's what Moist needed. It was actually perfect timing because you just alluded and discussed about that with your point, Wavepunk, where you were discussing Moist need chaos. They simply need chaos. And there it is, the clear. He flips into the flip reset. You don't expect that. That's where Moist shined the best.
That was wild. A wild situation. And a weirdly analogous a moment here, story to what happened yesterday against Endpoint, where Moist takes a timeout. The first few minutes of the following game look horrible. It looks like it's the same. It's like, this is not, the timeout did nothing. And then the back half of the game, reminder, at halftime, I was like, what if this game ends 1-0 with that simple doink shot being the only goal that ends? The game ended at 4-1. They scored all 4 of those goals in the second half of the game. So Moist Esports, watch out here in game 4.
Yep, and while we haven't seen, I'd say, as good solo plays out of Karmine Corp, I definitely think the passing plays and their ability to use each other is on another level compared to Moist Esports. Karmine Corp are finding passes, and speak of passes, check this one out here from Karmine Corp. In the corner, slots this one into the midfield, and Astral's able to recover off the backboard to get it out to Itachi.
He has to like win a challenge in the corner, and then like he moves over the ball and then glues himself to the wall, so the ball has to hit his car and bounce outwards for the pass. What a play. Astral, so brilliant.
And he was actually reversed on the backboard. So either he had to be reversing in that instance, or he was power sliding to keep that momentum going down the backboard. There's so many layers to that pass. As I don't want to say simple as it looked, it wasn't anything flashy, but the mechanics had to have been high level.
Ooh. I just love physics-based esports. It's such a good game. Here's Vatira in the midfield. Taking it to this guy. Itachi's going to block him, just follows him wheel to wheel. He gets a block on Joyo, too. Well done, Itachi, but he's got to deal with Rise now. Astral on the backboard will handle Rise, and Noli, the third man, now advancing on to offense. And Astral and Noli on top of each other, but Astral still manages to emerge with control. What a way to ground himself, make it not matter.
Noli, he was going for that flip reset. I thought he was going to get it. I'm so excited. Every time I see Karmine Corp move out on offense, they're positioning themselves in perfect passing opportunities, passing lanes. Here comes Joyo.
I love this. He takes in the front. Rise gives him the pass, and then he beats Astral. And I love that he just forces Nolly to play his best Rocket League. He says, I'm just going to blast this to the corner. I'm not going to try and mind game you. I'm not going to try and make this fancy. I'm just going to bet that I can shoot faster than you can fly. Yeah, he was right.
Nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy. Just one big shot into the top corner. I mean, fundamental Rocket League always works, Wave.
It is. 3:35. Tie game. Itachi off the corner. Use all of his boost to get to the ball. He's got nothing left for the double tap. Vatira off the wall. Soft touch pass. Noli Joyo on the outside. Cranks it to the backboard. It's just wide of the net. Here's Rise up. Misses the ball. Itachi and Astral buckle on top of each other. Joyo bumps Astral off the ball, and Vatira will have a bit of space here. Blasts to the sky. Follows it up himself, using the walls to pass. And now the disseparation. Here's Joyo. Not going to make the shot through Astral.
All 3 of them from Karmine Corp in the same spot. Looking a bit shaky with their positioning, but now they've spaced out and recovered nicely, which is what you want to see from Karmine Corp. They were put in a scary situation. Astral's looking for bumps, and I'm curious, who's going to be the player now that fills that same role that Joyo does on Moist Esports? We've seen Joyo be aggressive, get demos, stay downfield, and try to be harassing a lot of the defensive plays. Who's going to do that for Karmine Corp? Is it going to be Astral? Is he the player who's stepping up? Because right now I'm not seeing anybody take initiative to be aggressive.
Just crossed halftime. Tie game. Moist looking to tie the series. On the outside, Joyo launches it to the corner. Noli will get it past Vatira. Now Rise up to Vatira. Back down to Rise, but just wide of the box. Love the way they drew it up. Joyo, the Rise bumps into Astral, still makes the touch back to Joyo. In the corner, a neutral challenge. Vatira's looking at it, but Tachi's already airborne. He'll flip out of it, leave it for Rise. What a call. And they'll stay on offense.
Yeah, but look at the recovery out of Karmine Corp. They're stepping on each other's toes or getting bumped, but still found a way to get back in position and keep this game tied up with.
They're Rise off the backboard, makes the second stop. Itachi's got an open net to shoot at, and he'll be able to slot it between the defenders. They couldn't quite read what he was doing. Karmine Corp back on top.
I actually think this was one of the best shots you could go for off the crossbar because it was getting saved. If that doesn't touch the crossbar, it's getting saved. 2 players pre-jumped out of Moist Esports. It would have been knocked out, but the crossbar, that's the MVP of the shot.
It just keeps it just shallow enough on the goal line to where the defenders missed, and then it rolls in under them. What a play.
That's
Karmine Corp back on top. 1:30 left to go. Joyo extends to midfield. Tachi outside. Astral looking for a back pass here. Just looking to break up the touch from Moist, and it will work. Here's Karmine now. Astral on the backboard. Back in front of the box. Vatira to Itachi. Astral looks for the bump on Rise. Doesn't find him. Rise clears. Now Noli into the corner. Oh, through 2 players. Passes out to Itachi. Runs into Rise. Challenge won by Moist, but Noli onto the backboard. Now Vatira on the side. Oh, Astral gets it through him. Final minute of game 4. A win here from Karmine Corp puts him on match point.
Oh, no, double commit, though, from Rise. This is an opportunity for Astral. A big shot on net, but it's saved from Vatira, keeping them within 1 to avoid match point. They have a chance. 1 goal is all they need, but they've got 40 seconds to do it.
Astral on the side. Here's Joyo. Pass 1. Now to the sky. He's out of boost. It's going towards the box. Vatira takes away from Noli. Rise with lots of space here, but he had to adjust to the bounce off the backboard. And now he's out of boost. 23 seconds left. 1 goal game. Joyo launches. Here's Rise.
Okay, it's a chance.
Noli off the backboard with space. To Itachi. Now Vatira onto the backboard. Astral's reaching, but this doesn't make the touch. Rise into the corner. Needs to find Joyo. Doesn't find contact at all. Joyo lost it back to Rise. Broken up by Noli. Karmine Corp put him on match point.
Here we go. Here we go. Another match point for Karmine Corp. Now is their chance to ice up and close this out. But, of course, they've got to do it against Moist Esports, who don't have to get a reverse sweep in a best of 7, but more or less a reverse sweep as if this was a best of 5, 3 in a row. Can they do it? They look decent in this game, but it feels like there's something missing, right, Waypunk? There's some special element that we're not getting out of Moist that we're so used to having.
I think it's. I wish it was some special silver bullet X juice, and I think it's just the simpleness of like ball contact, the challenges, the 1v1s in the midfield, and especially when there's not even a 1v1, not even the face of adversity, just by themselves with the ball. The quality of the touch from Moist is just less than it's been previously. We've been seeing it from Vatira quite a bit. We're seeing it, and we saw Vatira also back out to get another card change. It looks like it's just a decal this time. I keep waiting for him to ditch the Fennec this match and just see what happens. But here's the problem, though, Turtle. They've unlocked Moist's trap card. Moist is now on match point.
Right.
35-9 in this tournament. Or in this season.
Is this the final form, Moist? So this is the true testament, the true moment where we see K-Corp. Can their defense continue to recover the way they have? Because that's all I've been seeing is they're put under pressure. Sometimes they'll fall short to that chaos that Moist are causing on the field, but for the most part, they can recover and get back into position so quickly after a mistake comes out when there's a double commit. And I think that's what's making Moist so frustrated. They think that they've got him. They think that they've exposed some aspect where there's a double commit or maybe a defensive mistake in the rotation. But with how fast K-Corp can get back in rotation, it doesn't seem like that is going to be simple enough to get a goal.
It feels like such an idiotic statement to make, but until you beat Moist on match point, you haven't really beaten them. Like, that's how all matches work, but it means it is more true about Moist than it is about any other team. That this is when they play their best. Karmine Corp have their work cut out for them. And I feel I'm less confident in a team that's on match point than I have been all season at this point.
On match point with a 2-game lead.
Yeah, it's like it almost doesn't matter how much your lead is either. Like, you just got to, if you can put the last goal in and on match point, good job. You found a way through Moist. Here comes Joyo looking for the lead. He finds the block on the corner.
It was perfect timing for that shot to come out too, because this is the final form Moist that we're going to see. Better shots, better mechanics, but maybe even better shots coming out of K-Corp, as that one barely missed and is just in time saved. Here's Vatira on the rotation outward, doesn't find the touch and can't get the 50-50.
Joyo to the sky, Noli to challenge him, and it's off the crossbar. Vatira will extend it back to midfield. Rise now trying to take control here, loses to Astral, but Vatira will cover it up. Rise looking for demos, not going to find anything. Itachi off the back wall, and now Astral lofted in front of the box. Seen a lot of resources being spent by Karmine Corp to get the ball kind of nowhere. And now Joyo with an opportunity, doesn't slot it. Vatira trying to pass it back to Rise, but Noli will connect to Astral. Rise trying to challenge him, keep this ball in the orange. Vatira's up for it. A soft touch that will give the ball more to Itachi than anything else here. Approaching halftime, neither team's found the back of the net.
We almost just saw one of the most insane passes from Vatira. And speaking of the devil, here comes Vatira off the backboard, almost hit the double tap. You were right, Wave. The mechanics, this is a different Moist, but K-Corp, they are dealing with it rather easily. They haven't been super stressed out, but then hold on, here's a double commit. This could lead to something. And a demo as well.
Oh!
Shot from Joyo. It looked like he was going for the pass instead of the double tap.
It was not a very solid shot and gave the retreating defense the opportunity to clear it. Karmine Corp's not going to miss. And now a demolition on the other side. Karmine Corp with an opportunity. Tear to the outside. Astral turns on this. Lots of space. Sends it high. Another miss on the wall. The one player I feel like that's been pretty consistent this match has been Rise. And here, all of a sudden, in Game 5, that's the second whiff I've seen from him by himself.
Well, it's kind of swapped places here with Vatira. I think Vatira looks outstanding in this game and might be the MVP to clutch things up to keep them alive if they do take this win. K-Corp, the defense standing strong.
This has been a stalwart defense, but finally they'll find a way through at the top of the box. It's Moist with the lead.
And this is surprising because of how close K-Corp were to each other, but it's kind of catching them off guard. Nolly was so close to Astro on that 50-50, just ran into the ball and ended up passing it for Moist.
Yeah, no, you mentioned like how close they are to each other. That tight positioning does create pinball effects like that. And this one, disastrous for Karmine Corp. They'll drop the first goal. They've dropped the lead before, though, in this series, and still come back to get the win. So keep an eye.
Yeah.
There's Nolan to the outside. Now to Joyo. Takes the sky. Got both players backwards off the backboard for free. Leaves it for Vatira instead, who tries to double tap it, but a little bit mispositioned. And then Rise wins a challenge, a beautiful one. And Astral's got to work hard here in the corner. No boost. And now some space earned, though.
1v2.
The rest of Moist was rotating on the far side of the pitch. Astral's challenge. It's good. Rise resets, but doesn't find a way to use it. Back to the ball. Now extending the ball on the ceiling. Here's Vatira to the backboard once more. Rough touch from Karmine Corp. Itachi's got to bail it out. Noli versus Rise. From the midfield. Can he get it past him? To the outside. Gets the bump bottom. Ties the game.
Nolly coming up clutch. It's a 1v1 moment. Nolly and Rise in the ring, and Nolly comes up with a huge uppercut, knocks him out of the goal, and gets the goal, or secures the shot, rather.
Yeah, man, what a bump, too. He didn't even really bump him that hard, but it was just enough to tie the game. Take advantage of the situation. Rise looking for revenge on the other side. Gets it lofted in the air, and Doyle was there. What an aggressive attack. He had to be in the air so early. Vatira now. Blocked. Joyo turning it around. 30 seconds left. We have yet to go to overtime between these two teams. Tied up right now in the final 30. Joyo passed one.
Oh, rule one? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Thought about it.
It's ruined.
I couldn't tell who broke it.
I couldn't either.
The karma's coming on whoever it was. Here's Rise. Vatira to the outside. 6 seconds left. Astral to the outside.
Back to Astral. The
Karmine Corp. Astral looking for the win. Dropped into the box for Itachi. Blocked by Vatira. Time's expired. Noli keeps it alive. Just sends one more to the goal. Rise will clear it away. Vatira's up for this one, and this one should go into the dirt. No, Itachi.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Ballsy, and they get punished for it. Rise puts it in. What is happening?
Why? Why would you do this, Itachi? You're the last man back. You've got the whole Moist army to fight through. You keep it up, and it ends up plaguing you instead.
My goodness. This has been happening a lot this split. I feel like in the spring split, every team's like, no overtimes, never overtime, always play for it in regulation. But it bites them like this. What a touch. What a play from Rise. Both goals here in the game for Moist Esports as they get a win and a timeout for Karmine Corp. They want to not. Let's get off the tilt for a second.
Dude, I can't even get over how frustrating that must be. I mean, you keep it up. And I don't want to say it was the most ridiculous play from Itachi because he did have space. He was the last man back. Yeah. Of course, he had all three players from Moist right in front of him. So initially, it seems scary. But he's the last man back. He had space. One big flick above the net or above the defenders that you're facing could be beneficial. But why would you want to risk it against Moist Esports who are proven to be so icy in the final moments, Wave?
Yeah. No, That was, I think, it's so easy for us to sit here and say, oh, the clear best play was to play for overtime. But I don't know, when you get like, they got, I think, 2 shots at 0 seconds. They got 2 good looks at it. And then the booming clear from Moist comes through the other way. I think the textbook says drop it, put it on the ground, go to overtime, reset it, get the free space.
And we just got an interesting stat too. That's apparently Rise's 7th 0-second goal this season to tie or win a game, and that's out of 8 that have happened for Moist. So Rise, when it comes to 0 seconds, you don't want to see him have the ball if you're K-Corp. That's the last player you want with possession.
And again, it's just another one of the absurd is the right word for every stat that they have here. I mean, we've received their stats from just in this tournament for Moist. Games 1 through 3, they have a 26% win rate. Games 4 through 7, an 87% win rate. Like, it doesn't make sense that you play poorly at the start and then play better at the end when theoretically the pressure is always harder. Here again, look at this bump from Noli. Oh, yeah. Gotta love that 1v1. But ultimately here at the end, that challenge just goes disastrously, and Rise, one touch from control from the 50. The 50-50 is also the shot off the crossbar. What a play.
And this is the ultimate test for K-Corp, Wavepunk. We talked about their mentality, how Astro looks the happiest he's ever been on a team. This is his moment to prove that they as a team can recover, can bounce back. They're up against the heroes who always do it, who always get the clutch goal, Moist Esports. They just secured a 0-second game winner. But how do K-Corp bounce back? That's the question.
Does the timeout have an effect? A double commit that's bad. Joyo he's able to do just enough to keep it away. The double commit doesn't get fully punished, but they're still struggling to recover here and finally get it across the midfield line. Astral against Rise. Rise will win this one, and now Moist Esports stabilizing on the outside. There's Joyo. Second man right now with Rise in front. Up to Vatira. What an extension. Itachi off the backboard. Oh, and the touch from Rise. Not the strongest follow, but I don't think he expected to get a shot there.
Might not have expected the bounce down as well from the crossbar. Difficult read. We've got 2 players of Moist in the same spot. Vatira waiting for the 50-50. Rise instead decides to take his time. And now Astral, a 1v1 situation from Joyo. They've done it before, and Joyo comes out this time on top.
The 1v1 battles continue to be spicy here. And what happened? I think Vatira was maybe looking for the block or for the bump on the goalie, but ended up kind of clearing it himself. Will stay scoreless in game 6.
It looked like he was going in, like you said, for the bumper. Maybe tried to deflect the ball too. Could have been beneficial. This is around Astro. It's free. You just got to slot it away, but Tira's able to do it. 1-0 for Moist.
They find the opening. They catch everyone from Karmine Corp up at midfield. Look at all 3 players right there in front of you. And Vatira, once he's past the back line, not going to be a problem. Itachi can't possibly get back there in time. Moist Esports with the lead in game 6.
What do we see off the kickoff for K-Corp? Early cheat from Noli. They've been so powerful on those kickoffs. You remember back to the earlier parts of the game. That's what helped them get in the lead quickly. Astral is able to win the challenge. Not able to get the follow-up, but Noli's here. And the defense, I'd say, looks more organized from Moist Esports. We're not seeing any mechanical issues, Wavepunk, that we did get glimpses of in the first few parts of the series.
As Astral follows here to Noli. Joyo will punt it high. Followed up himself, just going to glue this ball to the ceiling, force anyone from Karmine Corp to come up and challenge him. Itachi got demoed, but Astral on the goal line makes the stop. Vatira tumbling it back in, and Moist Esports looking spicy. Rises up for it. Astral will get it away from him. Can he get a second touch? He does, and Itachi will connect with it as well. Creative passing from Karmine Corp to get themselves out of defense.
But Joyo's got full boost in the backfield. Gets demoed. Noli taking him out. Huge play there, especially with how much boost Joyo had.
Got incinerated. No more boost now.
No more.
Here's Joyo to the sky. He found some more. Wow, and connecting with Vatira. No, Noli breaks up the pass. Rise to Vatira. Back to Rise. Sends it to the goal. Itachi makes the stop. Noli with a miss in the midfield. Vatira's going to look for round 2. He's got Joyo behind him. Joyo now up for it. And Astral is incredible. Off the ceiling. Falling makes the stop.
And he had the shot, I believe. He was able to get that one on target, had the speed, Rise a backflip in the defensive half. Going to be recovered from Vatira. A bit of a stalemate. 2 minutes left. We've been seeing good glimpses and good moments from K-Corp, but nothing spectacular enough to break down the goal line defense of Moist Esports.
Noli demolished. Chair trying to challenge off the wall. Not going to quite get there. Joyo's touch a bit soft. Passes in the midfield. Rise up on the outside. Joyo on Vatira. Coming through here. Noli versus one. He gets the defender down and tie the game. Look, love the way they set this up.
Oh, and it's all about the slow shot. Look at Noli and the patience on this one. He lets Joyo come across, and Noli actually hit the brakes. If you watch that replay back again, you can see Noli stop ever so slightly to make sure that ball gets around Joyo and doesn't have any contact with the defender.
Here's Joyo. Pass one. Noli. Put it high, rise to chase it down, and then just pirouette in the sky to hold onto the ball for Vatira. 1:22 on the clock, and a tie game. Moist trying to force game 7. They'll drop it to Rise. Oh, 2 good defenders, and then they're getting tangled up on the back wall. It's all up to Vatira here. He's backwards, but a demo from Rise relieves so much pressure. And now Joyo able to connect back to Vatira. Vatira actually left.
Rise.
Off by Rise. Too many threats here. Astral's touch not great. This is going to drop. Vatira extends it back in front of the box. Joyo's looking for it, but blocked by Itachi. Way to keep his head in the game, recognize where the shot was coming from, and get to the point of contact.
And that was so weird from Joyo. He was so far back as the third man. The ball was floating in front of the net for so long, and for whatever reason, Joyo didn't want to get aggressive. Maybe match point jitters coming out here for Moist Esports, as rare as it can be. Joyo didn't want to get aggressive and take that risk.
Vatira's backwards in front of the net.
Oh no, no.
Joyo will have to cross the net to keep his team alive. Here's Vatira. He drops this, runs into Itachi and clears it to the corner. Rise and Joyo advancing on the left side. Joyo now around the corner, finds a block. Vatira's up for it, but Noli had the read, and now extending to Itachi. Rise in the corner. 1v1, blocked across. Vatira's got to clear this. Up to Rise. 10 seconds left. Got Astral backwards. Can he hit the brakes on him? 7 seconds. Lofted high. Can anyone get up in time? Itachi's going to be the first one there, and he's the only one there. Joyo's up for a block. What a read. We will finally go to overtime. A goal for Karmine Corp wins the match. A goal for Moist forces game 7.
But I don't think Moist, they can't stay as passive as they have been. Joyo, whoever's that third man, needs to push up more. It's the only shot they've got. And Itachi over one. Vatira gets the save. It's on the goal line, but everybody is getting in front of this ball and keeping Moist Esports in the game.
Noli off the wall. After a stalwart defense, they're going to have to find it again.
Vatira.
And he's going to stall out Itachi in the sky. But this is going to be rough because they kind of fell at the same speed. Itachi actually manages to collect the ball afterwards. Now Joyo to the sky. Lots of space. Sends it to the backboard. Astral already there. Clears it to the outside. Vatira trying to wave dash on the screen. This is in! This is in! What happened?
You've got to be joking me. You've got to be kidding. What is this free net? This ball wasn't even on target. Astral and Itachi getting mixed up. It was Astral who should have left it. Wave. Why are we going to game 7? I'm hyped about it, but we shouldn't be going to game 7 right now.
This is a collapse right now.
Oh my gosh.
Here, Shogun loves to talk about the bottle jobs. And let me be clear, Karmine Corp has not bottled anything just yet. They still got one more game to get through here. But there's a point at which are the teams that Moist plays having bottle jobs, or is Moist just a bottling company? Do they just that they force it out of the teams they play?
I definitely think there's an argument to be made where Moist and their play style makes teams panic and get in uncomfortable situations, right? And K-Corp, they've been doing this all series long where they're too close to each other. The defensive rotations, they're on top of each other. And it's benefited them sometimes whenever Moist Esports would go for a 50-50. There's a player from K-Corp literally within 4 feet to go in for the follow-up. But in instances like that, the communication has to be perfect or else everything just crashes down. And that's the reason why we're going to game 7.
Game 7 here again, and Rise again, the player last to put the pressure on them.
Was that even Rise? Is like
it's an own
credit
goal.
That's a Rise. Come on, bro.
It's not him, but he put the pressure on. He was the last player there. Okay,
it's true.
He gets credit for the goal. And game 7, folks, win this one, you face Liquid in the lower finals.
I'm worried. I'm worried about Astral. I started out worried about Vatira, and now things have completely shifted to Astral. How is this mental game? Is he frustrated? Obviously, you're frustrated after the last goal. It was on him. He made the mistake, Punk. He needs his teammates and the coach, of course, to hype him back up and get him back in this game.
Oh, that's a good shot. Oh my gosh. Oh, they barely don't get the second shot. What a stop from Itachi, careening across the net. I thought Joyo's first touch actually was going to just barely drop into the corner. Astral having to sit and watch. He realized his car was perfectly positioned to receive the ball. Now through 2. Rise won't get through the 3rd. Noli does stand strong, and now on the backboard, he has to deal with Joyo. Noli not going to be perturbed. Oh, no. Rise has
he's got a flip.
He's got a flip. He's got a flip reset across the field of Vatira. The pressure from Moist intense in the first minute. The separation off the wall. Joyo's not going to read it yet. Oh, Itachi pushes it high, and Rise will receive it now. All the boost received, but flip reset on the backboard. Just enough. Into the box again, and Itachi's there. Oh, they're so trapped. Karmine Corp, they're not even moving. They're not even chasing the ball.
And Wave, it makes so much sense now that we're seeing K-Corp step over each other in rotations. Because of this pressure that they have to deal with, they are on barely any boost and have barely any boost to work with. So because of that, you need to stay close to your teammates. And if you're staying close to your teammates, the communication, like I said, needs to be spot on. It has not been flawless, and that's the reason why we see some of those mistakes come out. However, in Game 7, it seems like they've been flawless with the communication. They're still tied up, but of course, there's a lot of pressure to deal with. We almost saw another mistake as that one almost an own goal, but it bounces off the backboard.
I think it might have been a save. I think there's a chance that was in before his touch, but man, a close one here. And I will say the thing that Karmine Corp fans can really hold on to is
1v1. 1v1.
Crazy 2 minutes here. Itachi puts it high. Joyo will get one block. They're needing some follow-up. Nope, Noli's there. And it is Karmine Corp now with the lead.
And you don't want to blame Joyo in this situation. It was Vatira on the dribble, and Rise pushed all the way up. That man was not rotating back in time. Joyo, credit to him for getting the first touch, but with the inability to put it into the corner, you're pretty much over with on defense.
But what I was going to say for the Karmine Corp fans is the first 2 minutes completely dominated on offense by Moist Esports, and yet still a 0 next to their name. They did not find the back of the net. And now Karmine Corp, with precision, able to get to the other end, capitalize on one mistake, force the 1 goal in, and they've got the lead. Can they hold on to it? A nice pass out to Rise. He takes it to the sky. He's got a full tank of boost here. Noli's going to the sky to try and block him. They get it onto the backboard. He'll look to pass it out, but Noli covers him up. Now Vatira looking for Joyo. Off the ceiling, Itachi's going to have the speed on the ball. It's into the box. Joyo didn't think it would make it there. He wasn't ready for the shot. And this one's so close to the goal. I thought Rise wasn't going to make it.
Oh, man, I wasn't even scared, okay? I was on his camera. I knew he was going for the dribble. It was risky, but it was worth it. Noli getting demoed, taken out the field by Rise. Astral able to get some shot and some contact, but it is blocked again by Rise. Good defense on both sides, but it's Moist Esports who are trailing by 1 goal. They've got just about 2 minutes to even the scoreline. Wade, can they do it?
But what a challenge. And Joyo's upfield already. Noli suddenly finds himself from 3rd man to 1st man. Vatira through 1. Back down Astral to the corner. Clear from Vatira. Itachi playing it high. Rise now connected with Vatira. Just
off the
cranks
backboard.
it to the backboard. Astral responds in kind. Drops it to Itachi's nose.
Look at how close K-Corp are to each other on the positioning, Wavepunk. They are right on top of each other, which is a benefit in moments where Moist Esports are winning 50-50s. But you got to wonder, do we see another mistake? Do we see another defensive blunder come out? Or do they stay rock solid for the rest of Game 7? We'll have to find out.
Oh, an opening, but covered up by Astral. Noli in the corner takes an extra curve to gain control of the ball, but does so. Now Itachi demolished. The demo is starting to become more and more strong and thick from Moist Esports. The final minute, though. Can they find the goal? Rise in the cherry pick. He's got Joyo to work with. Off the backboard, Noli. Find the stop. The first touch is so strong over and over again here from Moist.
Yeah, they keep knocking on the door. There's opportunities, but with this defense and the ability for specifically Noli to read where these players from Moist want to go in the air, it's going to be so challenging to get past that goal line. 33 seconds left. Tournament life on the line for Moist Esports. They need 1 to keep themselves alive.
The outside, Vatira's chasing this one. He's got to get out of here quickly. Somehow manages to regain control of his car. Now to Rise. Ball stalled in the midfield. Vatira's up for this one. Terrible read. Completely flies under the ball. Here's Joyo now. On the ground. 14 seconds left. Rise on the backboard. To carry it off. Final 10. Can Karmine Corp stand in the face of all the stats to support Moist? Joyo off the wall, 3 seconds left. Noli into the ground. Itachi, it's
Still
live
up.
and lofted. Who's
still
up
up.
for it?
Vatira.
There's Vatira.
Off the backboard.
Astro's there to keep it on the backboard. Joyo, rise, flying in. No, not going to make it. Carmine Corp stave off the upset and advance to the lower finals.